So without further ado, let's begin with our amazing presenters. I'm so excited to introduce Betsy Hartman to you. And Betsy's gonna come on. Hello, Betsy.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me okay?
I absolutely can hear you. So let me just introduce you briefly before, although your bio is amazing. I'll read fast. You must go to the virtual exhibit hall to learn about Betsy. So Betsy is a board certified music therapist. She's a neurologic music therapist fellow. She's going to present on music therapy for MS, how music plays a role in the 3 levels of wellness for people living with MS and their caregivers. She will provide an overview of music therapy, including education, training, recent research, and the role of music therapists, speaking specifically to the music therapy program at the MS Center at the Swedish Neuroscience Institute. If time permits, she will lead an experiential exercise to showcase how music therapy addresses physical and psychosocial health. I want to mention that our keynote, so Betsy's starting us off and Dr. Bowen will be concluding with the keynote, and they are both from the Swedish Neuroscience Institute. I feel so fortunate and lucky that they are with us today. Betsy is a board certified music therapist and has extensive experience working with people living with cancer, MS, and their families. She founded PNW Music Therapy in 2014, and since that time has partnered with the Swedish Medical Group to build and lead its flagship music therapy program at the Swedish Cancer Institute and Swedish MS Center. Betsy is passionate about developing tools and resources to help reduce pain and anxiety, improve coping skills and wellness, and enhance motor, speech, and cognitive health. In addition to her clinical work, she partners with companies to develop resources, tools, and content which improve access to and awareness of music therapy. Betsy participated in developing the award-winning music therapy resource, MS in Harmony, The Power of Music as Therapy Video, and is a guest speaker for podcasts such as MS Journeys on iHeartRadio and Real Talk MS. Thank you so much, Betsy, for being here. I love your beautiful smile, and I can't wait to hear you.
Oh, thank you, Mindy, and hello, everyone. I'm so thrilled to be here. I might have included something that there might be an experiential in this talk. There is definitely going to be an experiential. I cannot help myself but to offer music to everyone today. So music is coming for you, and we're just going to start off with that right now. Let me pull up my screen and share this with you. One moment, please. All right. Make that bigger. All right. Can we all see that? Mindy, I can see you, so maybe give me a thumbs up to make sure you're seeing that screen okay.
Yep, we got it.
Beautiful. All right. My name is Betsy Hartman. I am a board certified music therapist specializing in neurologic music therapy, and I want to start our time off with some music today. You're welcome to join me wherever you're at, sitting or standing. You can close your eyes, you can watch me play. I always like to check to make sure that sound is coming in okay. Beautiful. You should be hearing harp music right now. Take a minute to find your breath, breathing in through your nose and out. In music therapy, I talk a lot about rhythm. The rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of our body, our breath, our thoughts. Our rhythms are always changing. And everything around us can affect our rhythm. Our health affects our rhythm, our relationships, our work. As we move into this time together today, I invite you to pay attention to your rhythm. What is your rhythm right now in this moment? I think we have the rhythm of our body. We have the rhythm of our mind and the rhythm of our heart. Can you add some descriptive words? Maybe even you find your own rhythm and beat today. The rhythm of our body might be feeling energized. Maybe it feels fatigued. Our mind can often feel like it's racing and zooming around. You might notice that your rhythm is already changing as you pause and listen to music. Find your rhythm today. And as you zero in on what your rhythm is right now in this moment, ask yourself, what do I need to do with my rhythm today? Am I acknowledging my rhythm? Am I accepting it? Do I need to shift my rhythm? Do I need to change things a little bit, perhaps so that you can be open to receive all this amazing content information today? Or are you nurturing your rhythm? Are you helping it to grow, helping it to flourish? What are you doing with your rhythm today? The beautiful thing about rhythm is that rhythm is never good or bad. Rhythm just is. It exists on this continuum. The sound of rhythm, tempo, and pace, it's not good or bad. The best gift we can give ourselves is to acknowledge what our rhythm is so that we know what to do with it. What is music therapy? It is evidence-based music interventions supporting individualized clinical goals within the therapeutic relationship of a board-certified music therapist. You can come back to this space if you haven't already, taking a deep breath. Briefly, what does it mean to be a music therapist? Well, music therapists need to attend an approved university program receiving a minimum of a bachelor's degree in music therapy. From there, we move on to complete 1,200 hours at an approved internship site. After that, you're eligible to sit for a national certification exam. If you pass that exam and maintain your credentials in a 5-year cycle, you are eligible to hold, use, and maintain the music therapist board certified credentials. Those are the credentials that I have, with also a specialty in neurologic music therapy. Music therapists work in a variety of places too: hospitals, private practice, mental health, schools, all over the place. How can music therapy benefit people with MS? The primary goals that we're working on: supporting the physical, emotional, cognitive, verbal, and social challenges and side effects of living with MS. We do that by using evidence-based music interventions. There's 2 components to music therapy, an active and receptive component. You all just had the opportunity to experience the receptive part of music therapy, one of it at least, one of the parts. Listening to music. How can you listen to music, whether it's being offered to you live or through pre-recorded music, like listening to a playlist on your phone in the environment around you? That's receptive music. The other piece of music therapy is active music, engaging and actually playing instruments. And I just have to share, in order to participate in music therapy, no background competence or experience is required in music making. Just like if you were to go see a physical therapist, they wouldn't say, oh, are you a professional athlete? Do you have any skills in movement? No, that wouldn't happen at all. And that's just like music therapy. In order to participate in music therapy, you don't need to have any background, confidence, or experience in music making. Music therapists are trained to come to you, assess your needs, your goals, talk with you about what you have going on and what do you need support with. After we determine that, then we move into a plan to help support and address those goals. And the way that we do that is through music, through active music making or receptive music. That is what music therapy is. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the goals that we might address here. Oh, my slides aren't turning for me. There we go. Oh gosh, but before I do that, I have to share this with you. This is a rewrite of a song from India Ari's song, I Am Light. And this song was written by a group of people living with MS and their caregivers. And we wrote this together through a weekly music and wellness group that I facilitate. And these are the lyrics that are sung to the tune, I Am Light by India Ari. And I just want to read some of this to you. This is what the group wrote together. I am love, I am hope. I am not what MS has made of me. I am not the broken parts in my nerves. I'm not the pieces of what I have become. I am strength. I am resilient. I'm not the wheelchair that I'm in, nor the walker that I may be using. I'm not the crutches that hold me up. I am here. This is who I am. I am human. Hear me roar. Hear me cry. Hear me laugh. I am human. Hear me roar. I am not the shoulds that I was told. I'm grateful I can grow old. I am not my speed. I am not my pace. I am not my enemy. All might, all might, all might. I am all of me still on the inside. Again, those lyrics were written by a group of people living with MS. I encourage you to check out this song, I Am Light. It's a beautiful song, and maybe even venture on your own to rewrite the lyrics. Make the lyrics yours. Tell your story of what it's like to be affected by MS, living with MS, loving someone with MS. The therapeutic process that you engage when you allow yourself to creatively think like that is incredible. And this is what comes out of it. Let's see if I can get my slides to turn again. There we go. Therapeutic goals: motor and physical, emotional, mental health, cognitive, speech and language, social. Some of the things that we do in a music therapy session when I'm working with people with MS, we work on gait training, fine and gross motor skills, speech and language skills, pain management, coping, managing stress and anxiety, memory recall, using music to help improve attention, sustain attention, help with focused attention, alternating attention. We also use music therapy to help improve speech and language skills. If you've ever been in a choir, you know that what you do is work on oral, motor, and respiratory skills. You're breathing, you're working on enunciation, volume control, pitch control. These techniques, when put in the neurologic music therapy umbrella, are able to help support therapeutic goals of speaking. Also, social skills, social goals, working together to be with people. Every week when we come together in my music and wellness group, we're connecting in a way that is truly heartfelt and meaningful. I want to talk with you just about what some of this might look like and the music therapy interventions that are actually used to accomplish some of these goals. Well, how do you use music to improve gait? How does that help me? How do you use music to help with anxiety and stress management? Or how can you use music to improve memory? So I'm going to run through a mini session, just super fast. It's going to be turbo speed. This is something that's typically done over a 60 or 90 minute time period, and we're going to do it in like 1 or 2 minutes here. I want you to check back in with your rhythm. At the beginning of our time together, I invited you to find your rhythm. And take a minute again, wherever you're at. This is something you can do anytime, and I want to show you how. Is just finding your internal rhythm. I like to use my chest, my heart as my drum beat. Just finding that beat, finding your breath. Maybe you even notice that you start tapping your foot, or maybe you start swaying your body. And play a rhythm that feels good to you. You might find that you need something a little bit faster. You want to pick up your energy, boost your mood. So maybe you need to live in this rhythm a little bit. You might find that you're moving a little bit slower. Wherever your rhythm is today, just acknowledge that. Acknowledge what you need. I want to offer you a little bit of music. Inviting you to breathe with me, moving that breath deeply into your diaphragm, practicing expanding your rib cage. So when you're ready, let all of your air out. Then prepare to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3. Just a couple breaths. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and in, out, 2, 3, 4, breathe in. This time hold at the top and hold, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and release, 2, 3, 4, breathing everything out. Allowing your breath to return to normal. We might engage in some exercises to work on some articulation, things like you can try that with me at home. No one has to watch you do that like y'all just saw me do it. Loosening up your body, understanding what this part of your muscles feels like in your face through simple vocal exercises that you would do in a choir. We work on that in our groups to help people improve articulation, volume, pitch control, breath support. Do you know, or have you ever had the experience of sitting at a restaurant or in a public space and all of a sudden you notice that you're tapping your foot? And then you realize, I'm tapping my foot. Oh, I'm listening to music. I didn't even realize there is music playing. Whenever we have a direct auditory input, we have a direct motor output. Your subconscious in that scenario heard the music. And not only did it hear the music, but your body had a physical response to it. Your body was moving to the beat without your mind consciously being aware of that. That is what we use in music therapy. We use things such as rhythmic auditory stimulation, a tempo, a beat, a pulse to help your body move. If you have any experience with gait irregularity, shuffling your feet, spasticity, left side, right side weakness, oftentimes when I work with patients, I see the way that their body moves and it can be stiff, it's irregular, it's unpredictable, it's uncontrollable. The moment we add rhythmic auditory stimulation, that completely changes. I see a rhythmic pattern of walking, symmetry. I see confidence. I see body posture improve. Your body is having a direct response to the beat. And that's just by listening to something like a metronome. Imagine then when we add music, when we add instrumentation, or when we add a song that someone loves, a song that makes you feel good, that makes you feel strong or empowered. everything changes, and people are able to just move their bodies in ways that they can't normally because their mind isn't allowing them to. But the music steps in and acts as this bridge to bridge the gap of that communication, to help that gait pattern, that walking pattern, improve and move in a way that they want to. Cognition. We don't have time to run through this exercise today, but I'm going to tell you about it right now because this is something that you can do at home on your own. So listen up. Play a song, any song. This is how you're going to improve your ability to sustain focus or alternate focus. Play a song, any song, and pick out one instrument in that song. So let's just say there's a piano. And as you listen to the piano, challenge yourself to only listen to the piano throughout the entire length of that song. See if you can do it. What's going to happen, depending upon the song, of course, but what's likely going to happen is other instruments are going to start becoming a part of that song, and it's going to pull your attention away from the piano. But challenge yourself to listen only to the piano. Focus in on that for 3-5 minutes, however long the song is. That exercise, that simple exercise, is helping you improve your ability to sustain attention. What about to shift or alter your attention? Pick 2 instruments and practice shifting your attention back and forth between those 2 instruments throughout the entire song. Really simple, something you can do every day, something that literally every single person can benefit from. How does music improve mental health? Well, we have a lot of ways that we can engage listening to music and playing music to help manage our anxiety and our stress. One of the ways that I love working with people is by teaching them how to play an instrument. And the beautiful part about working with a music therapist when it comes to learning how to play an instrument is that we're not here to have a specific musical outcome. We're not trying to make you a famous musician, rock star. We're here to help mental health, to help build connection, to help improve physical health, those clinical therapeutic goals. So we call instrument playing therapeutic instrument performance. How does sitting down, learning how to play an ukulele lift your mood? How does it improve your fine motor skills? How does it help distract you from a loop of anxiety that you might have in your brain? How does it help you connect with your partner, your friends, your children, your grandchildren? That's what we're looking for. It's not about being the best ukulele player. It's about bringing something into your life that improves your mental health, your emotional health. I already talked a little bit about how you can start using music therapy today, active music listening to improve that memory, recall, and focus. Create a therapeutic playlist. Is it difficult for you to wake up in the morning? Make a playlist that boosts your mood. What does that sound like to you? Is it hard for you to fall asleep at night? Make a playlist that helps relax you. Soothing, slow, repetitive tones. I talked about instrument playing too. Are you looking for ways to express your emotions or even just get in touch with your emotions? Buy a drum. Start playing that drum. If you're mad, let that anger out on the drum. If you're happy, practice expressing and sharing that emotion on the drum. Believe me, it can be incredibly therapeutic to just sit and play a drum, hashing out a conversation, letting out those emotions. And then by the time you need to actually share those emotions with someone else in the world, you've had the opportunity to process them yourself. All right, I'm coming to the end of my time today. I've included here some research, just amazing work that's going on. What is rhythmic auditory cueing stimulation doing? How is neurologic music therapy helping people living with MS? More and more research is out there to just prove that music is powerful. Music makes a difference. The fundamental components, rhythm, melody, pitch, make a difference in how our body, our mind, and our heart are healing every day. So that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I've included some resources, some interesting sites about music therapy in the US, music therapy throughout the world, and other information that you can pull from there. But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Betsy. I am amazed by how much overlaps with yoga and
Yes.
breathing and some of the exercises that you talked about.
Yes.
Really, really beautiful. I want to try the exercise that you gave us instructions for. Are there any questions in the Q&A for Betsy? Thank you, Betsy. I see from Mandy, this is wonderful. Any recommendations for artists that we can find on Spotify to use for therapeutic music? Great question, Mandy.
Great question. And this might not be the answer you want to hear, but I'm turning it back to you. It is all about your preferences. Thinking about what do you like, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you maybe sit in your sadness, whatever it is that you need. It's so individualized. What I can tell you are start listening to those fundamental components, the rhythm. We know that slow, repetitive music is going to help us relax because our body entrains to that tempo. Our heart rate decreases, our respiratory rate decreases. So if you're looking to use music to relax, think about slow, repetitive sounds that aren't super interesting, so they're not stimulating your mind or your body. That's one tip I can give you. Otherwise, you kind of have to do the research yourself.
Thank you. Next question is there an online music therapy program?
Online music therapy program. I don't necessarily know about a program. I would direct you to MS in Harmony, which is what Mindy mentioned at the beginning of this time. That is an online resource that is compiled of several music therapists who have put together music therapy informed interventions in a virtual format that you can check out. I don't even know how many interventions, I guess, are on there now, but it's all based off of, like I teach, body, mind, and heart. The interventions are organized in that category. So I would look at starting there.
I want to take with you, Betsy.
If you want to take with me, we do have our weekly virtual music and wellness group that happens every Wednesday afternoon.
We'll be sure to make sure that people know about that who
Thank
are
you.
watching on today. All our 970 registrants, which I hope they will find their way on, and the recording is going to be available at Betsy. One other question. Is it covered by insurance? Is music therapy covered by insurance?
Yes, it is covered by insurance. You have to check with your insurance provider, obviously, but we are addressing physical goals, just like physical therapists or occupational therapists or speech and language therapists. So oftentimes the goals that we cover can be billed under that category.
Yay. Well, I'm happy to hear that. We're still working on that for yoga therapy, Betsy.
I know.
It's time. So Yanni or Janie, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, so please don't take it wrong, but I'm so happy you're on from the UK.
Yeah.
And are there any research studies being undertaken with the UK that we can get involved in? I'm from London. Welcome, London. We're so happy you are on.
Welcome from London. I do not know of any specific research studies that are happening right now in the UK. I would direct you to check out the Academy for Neurologic Music Therapy. They're currently based in Canada, but are a worldwide organization. They do a lot of international work. And that would be where I'd recommend that you start looking.
Someone asked, do you have any recordings?
I do not have any recordings that I release and sell to the public. Maybe that's something I need to do.
Yeah, I think you got to put that on your to-do list.
Right. I think I need to.
Someone asked if you could repeat the site, but then they listed it for you. So
there it is.
It was msinharmony.com, which is a wonderful site. You must check it out. Mm-hmm. All right. And so last comment was your music was so soothing. Oh, we already got, she wants your recordings. You got work to do, Betsy. Isn't it snowing there? You know, have a little snow day.
Yep. I think I'm going to have a recording snowing day today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you're going to hear from Dr. Bowen later in the day as we hear more that's coming from the Swedish Neuroscience Institute. Yeah.